3 out of 4 upsets so far, and we're back with the last quarterfinal. 3 semi-finalists are here. We have Infi and Lawliot, and now it's gonna be one more Chinese. 1-2-0 versus Fly, a clash of a generation. The oldest remaining player against the youngest. Orc versus Undead, and once again, we have one clear favorite.
I would say the clearest of them all, though.
Yeah.
1-0 against Fly. Not that 1-0 is by far the best out of all the players that we still have in the race, but Fly, that almost sounds mean, is by far the worst. It's true though, Fly, he has been world champion before, he has been incredibly strong before, but he's not so active anymore. He's become more of a streamer. He has made it here with a really good performance in the last GCS qualifier, but he has fallen off a little. I like how he's rocking the horde here.
Hell yeah, the orcs. Representing Orcish pride. And yeah, 1-0, two-time world champion before. Maybe he was a little fat after his 2 championships and dropping in the group stage. So is he hungry again? Does he really want this again? Is he playing Undead? Hopefully. We have seen him in matches versus Orc. He went away and played Orc Mirror.
Oh yeah, oh god. Oh no, I didn't even consider this.
Hopefully this won't happen again. A lot of Fly fans here, as you see in the crowd. Always a jolly guy, always a smile on his face. Except if he's in battle mode, then he looks like he will kill someone alive.
At WCA 2015,
kill someone
man.
alive.
Wouldn't have noticed, thank you.
Would love to know what he said, because there's a bit of the crowd again reacting well to the statements of the players. Fly smiling there, not rocking his hand-tie t-shirt today.
From ear to ear, right? He's like having a good time, man. He's gonna enjoy this game, gonna see where it goes, gonna build some Blade Masters, maybe gonna lose some Blade Masters, we'll see.
It's quite a story for him though. He he kind of stepped back from professional Warcraft, played a lot of 2-2, streaming, casting, that was his thing. But he's still playing a lot of ladder, so he had a shot to qualify for GCS, and yeah, that's what he did. And then he survived the group stage over WFZ, and now he's here in the quarterfinal. Is he ready for the next upset?
I think a lot of things have to go right for him, and a lot of things have to go wrong for 1-0. He has had a very good group stage, 1-0. He defeated an Orc, unusually. Infi playing Orc there. Not so unusual, I guess, if you watch the qualifiers. 1-0 defeated Focus in the second last qualifier in a best of 7.
What?
With 4-1.
What is going on here?
Alright, they gave him a little cactus.
Okay.
I wonder what that's about.
Yeah, me too. Maybe gonna find that out. The crowd is excited, the crowd is entertained, and hopefully you are too at home when these guys step into the booth that is right now. The best Undead that this planet has ever seen, question mark. For sure the only Undead to ever win GCS. The only Undead in recent years to win a tournament. Or big tournament. Of course WFZ was there. Close, but he never made it.
The only 2-time GCS champion as well. What?
No, not at StarCraft, but it's alright.
I said GCS, bro. Is he really gonna play Orc here? So, the race tags are showing Undead. That is not necessarily something we can rely on.
Usually it is. When Infi played Orc, they switched to the Orc crest.
Okay.
So that should be an indicator that 1-0 is playing Undead here. Everything else would be a shame, because he's that damn good with his Undead. Fly, though, has played tremendously well. The X Factor always is his Blade Master. We mentioned this. If he loses it, the game is not going too well for him. But he's always like on the edge. Like, he's so risky, plays so risky, trying to go for steals, trying to go for last hits. Sometimes it goes super well, sometimes it ends up in the tavern or on the altar. That's what Fly's game is all about.
He already was suffering quite heavily at the hands of another Undead, WFZ, in his group D. He did win in the end, but lost more maps than he won, I guess. Still good enough to get out of group D. That was against WFZ's Undead though, that's very specific. It's like Dreadlord, Shade kind of stuff. 1-2-0, that I don't believe is his style at all. He brought the Pit Lord into the meta, which then disappeared back out of the meta. Nowadays, it's normally all about Dark Ranger, Destroyer timing maybe, Banshees maybe, but certainly about a strong tier 3 timing.
1-2-0, the youngest player remaining in the tournament, second youngest player in the tournament in general, 21 years old. Can you believe it? When this game came out, he was 6. Quite sick, and he's revolutionized the Undead play throughout the years. His GCS track record, he is the best performing GCS player ever. He played every single tournament. He is a 3-time champion if you count in the GCS Grand Final of this time. He's also a 2-time silver medalist. Last time though, dropped at a group stage, last place.
Big disappointment right then when voices became loud. Is this his decline? Is this where he falls into a slump? That's why he has to prove something here. Getting out of groups is not good enough for the likes of 1-2-0. One might say, especially against this opponent. He has to get semifinals at least. Or is it Fly to redeem himself here out of nowhere? This would be quite the achievement. Getting into the semifinals for the Orc.
The former Mouse Sports player, 31 years old now, former WCA and GCS champion. His performance, yeah, he played every single normal event of the GCS. Only the Grand Final 2017, he was not invited to that. One time first place. He also won a Grand Final in 2016 against WFZ back then. Since then, he dropped in a group stage in fall. He almost all the time made it to the playoffs, except this one time in fall. Last time, eliminated in the quarterfinals by Focus. His year, he only played one tournament except from GCS, that was AWL, and he dropped in the first round to Moon 3-0. So how strong is he really? He looked like he's in great shape in the last qualifier race for this GCS in May, made it to the finals, only losing to Linen and Mirror, which is no shame. So how much did he practice? How well is he prepared, especially for the Necromancer that is 1-2-0? Here we see the maps. Twisted Meadows and Last Refuge. Banned.
Twisted Meadows, certainly the super standard ban, and the Orc deciding to ban LR. We see LR or AI varying, but yeah, this is very standard. So,
Echo Isles, gonna be the first map. Fly will certainly be happy about that. Lots of claws. Good map control possible with the Blade Master. As you know, there's only one shop, Remo.
And invols. Not so much heal scrolls really for either side important in this matchup, but invols absolutely. This is the most explosive matchup in the game. Both sides have tons of damage, and maybe later on we're gonna add some damage mitigation. Maybe later on we're gonna have some curse. But the nuke, the focus fire is sick. And especially Fly has suffered at the hands of the Undead Nuke in the past. But maybe he can turn that around today.
Indeed. I mean, it's a day of upsets. If Fly wins here, all 4 underdogs. It's hard to call Infi and TH underdogs. But the people voted against them. The statistics stood against them. I mean, TH came into this with a 0-6 streak, so I think you can't call him the underdog against TH. Foggy versus Infi, basically 50-50, I guess, with the stats pointing towards Infi, the people's vote towards Foggy. Yeah, but everybody, as you said, is sure that 1-2-0 takes this. Yeah. But everybody was sure that he makes out of the group last time, so you never know. We load in to map number 1, Echo Isles, a legendary map, obviously. Young versus old, Undead versus Orc. Both are 2-time world champions. Fly at WCA against Yoss, we will never forget. 1-2-0 2 times at GCS. So, how do the statistics look between them? Surprisingly well for Fly. He won 6 out of 11 series, so it's very, very close between them, 6-5. In maps, it's 18-6. At the moment, Fly has a 2-0 win streak. The last match between them was Taidu Esports Masters, though that was last summer, quite a long time ago. But he beat him twice there. Can he keep the streak up? A lot of stuff has changed since then. We have a new patch. We have a little more the Dreadlord play, maybe. I don't know if 120 will pick up on that, though. In the upper right, 120. In the upper left, Fly. The last series of the day. Once again, a best of 5. Who will join Infi, TH, and Lawlight in the semifinals?
This is gonna be another upset, man. I would have lost good money if that should be the case, if I was gambling. Which, of course, I'm not. I'm a good boy. But yeah, as you said, this is a new patch, and the Blade Master has been hit with the nerf that sometimes comes to be relevant, sometimes not. Before level 4, not really too noticeable, but from level 4 and especially level 5, that is definitely very noticeable. In this matchup, it is not very rare to see a level 5 Blade Master and level 4 Blade Master pretty much all of the time.
It's already interesting to look into Fly's base because it's a 2-burrow tech.
Yeah.
In today's Warcraft, orcs basically in every matchup go for the 1-burrow tech. Now we see the shop as well, so it's not like he builds the second burrow, skips the shop, and therefore has still a fast tech. This is a normal, or we can call it now, late tech for Fly.
So what is this? Fast expansion, right? He's gonna creep. Oh no, he's gonna creep the Ogre Warrior first, then move south, then kill the Magi, perhaps. Okay, I've never seen this creep route before. Interesting. Also, the Undead here starting off with his fast DKs, creeping only with skeletons. It's gonna be a slow creep route for him. The tiniest camp on the map. Yeah. 120 doesn't want to take any risks early on. Doesn't want to take the infamous Remo creep route, which would have given him level 2 right away.
We know that Fly is very, very aggressive. The audio levels, by the way, I think it's very quiet on the source stream, so I have it boosted up already. Hopefully they will fix it soon. We know that Fly is very aggressive, so I like the approach of 120 to be a little more passive, but it already shows that he's adapting to his opponent and not like forcing his play onto him.
Yeah, definitely interesting. So what does he... Is he actually going for the Merc camp over there? Wow. That is extremely early. Can you creep that with only 2 grunts? I guess you kill the slow dude first and then you... Shadow Priest. Okay.
Okay.
You're gonna have a bit of healing with this as well. His tech has just started, so he did not delay that one, I don't think. Ring of Protection, by the way, of course, not a great start for the Blade Master. Wants to find some damage items instead. Hoping for a Claws +9 here from this Renegade. And this is a lot of experience from this camp. He's going to be to level 3 very quickly.
Claws of Attack +9. The dream, one of the 10 claw spots we have on this map. The first one goes to him. This first one was a ring, actually. The second one gives him the Claws +9. They, of course, are not calculated into critical strike anymore, thanks to Blizzard. But... still very, very good for the right clicks, and we all know that Undead has no healing until tier 2, so if he's fast enough, maybe even with boots should suit Fly's playstyle a little bit, but usually you don't go for that. Would be nice.
Guess what? There's a peon moving down. He does want to fast expand. I guess he learned from his game against WFZ that this early DK play is very weak early on, obviously, as you have nothing but the hero for a very long time. But the presence of the DK makes creeping this a little bit harder.
I like how 120 is waking up the creeps so they are bloodlusted.
Yeah. Also forced the ensnare there a moment ago. I wonder if Fly should have just brute forced that creep. Because he had 2 grunts and 2 mercs. That's a pretty fearsome army.
Quite a few coils though. Yeah. So most likely almost 0 experience. Tech is almost done. Very early Warmill. I think he just can't afford it and prepones it a little.
Well, finding the Fiends here is pretty nice. Blade Master's busy with the Ogre Magi though. Gets a potion of healing. Certainly very nice. Healing always premium in this matchup, so the Fiends should be safe to get away. Aklai was scouting for this. DK couldn't do anything about it. Instead was hunting down the Shadow Priest. Got that kill.
The Fiend is also pretty low. The Grunts found it, so he had to invest another coil onto that.
Oh, and Blade Master looking for the kill. Is he gonna find it? I don't believe he is. And this is really cool for Orc. You're tier 2, you're gonna have SH or TC, most likely SH coming out. And your Blade Master is already level 3, he can roam around all the time, can be harassing, can be annoying, and you can find your way towards level 2 heal wave.
Shadowhunter and the Beastery, second for Fly. Wants to do a little more damage. He is level 3 already. So a lot of info from him with level 2 Windwalk, super long duration, super fast as well. So 120's tier 2 opening is a Lich and a Slaughterhouse. No big surprise here, no Banshee, Tower Push, something fancy like that. Just standard.
Attacking the DK here, interestingly. But of course, love to get the Ogre Magi. Goes... He swapped the experience bar there at the wrong moment. I think it went towards the Blade Master, pretty sure.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
the item,
yeah, it did.
item goes towards 120, and the Grunt is ensnared now. Throws another coil. That should have been his last one. Lich is coming now, though, for Frost Armor, so not much kill potential anymore for Fly.
Yeah. At least he got the experience for the Ogre, but that doesn't seem worth it, the commitment of the entire army. And now it's really hard for the SH to start creeping, split from his army on the opposite side of the map. Blade Master could have pretty much achieved this just by himself.
I agree. A little bit of wasted time by Fly, especially since his game plan was to go for the expansion. And that didn't work out as well, so he goes for the 6 o'clock spot now. That should be the first Invo potion as well. Blade Master's doing more damage to the decay, catches a lot of damage as well. But yeah, he's buying time for this one.
Yeah. It's a very, very nice scam to take because it gives you level 2 immediately. Especially easy with Grunt's normal damage and the Hex from the SH. Greedy undead play as we're used to seeing it nowadays. Going for a sacrificial pit of his own later than we would see it from... Oh, I guess, no, actually, just as fast as WFZ's. So far, this is looking like the WFZ build.
Yeah, I think
2 Fiends only.
Pit is a little later, but still, absolutely doable. Grunt's finished this. Not picking up the item. I think the Blade Master is supposed to pick it up or something.
Wow, he killed a Fiend there. That's not supposed to be possible at all with Frost Armor and Statue. The Statue just arrived.
And he might get another kill. Just barely too late.
So
level 3.5 Blade Master already. That's pretty huge.
Yeah. Means he's gonna be level 4 pretty damn fast. SH is creeping here, is gonna get him close to level 3 himself. And the DK, he's not even level 3 yet.
Yeah.
But should certainly find it here shortly.
We saw a Lightning Shield in the Shadowhunter's inventory. The TC will stand in the middle of everything. Ooh, once again the Blade Master. The TC will stand in the middle of everything thanks to Stomp. He will be the third hero for Fly. And if you cast Lightning Shield onto him, and there's no Destroyer to dispel, or he's dead already, and that's sick. And okay, 120 picks up on WFZ's new meta with the Dreadlord third.
Huh. I must say, I felt like he would be too proud, you know, to pick up that strat, to admit that WFZ has found something good here, but I guess he's not. Can he make it work as well as WFZ, and can he iron out the flaws? Because it didn't work all the time for WFZ.
Fly had good control though against this. The Blade Master will be sleeping, and then it's the Shadowhunter's task to wake him up again with the Shark Crumbs. That was insanely fast by Fly in the matchup against WFZ. Of course, there's always this time where you can't attack the sleeping unit, so there will be a damage downtime. But Fly is basically adjusting to this as good as it gets.
He's going into Headhunters as well, so he's going to have Berserker soon to deal with possible Destroyer threat. Is that what 120 wants to go into, or is it going to be a Banshee transition? Once again, slow, early and mid-game. Tier 3 is when the pace really starts to pick up.
Warsong Battle Drums upgrade pretty fast. The Kodo is there as well. Headhunter upgrade. All of that prioritized over reinforced defenses. So his base is pretty weak at the moment. Can be exploited by 120 with a Destroyer push maybe against the Burrows. But I guess it should be finished anytime soon.
Here we have the Orb of Lightning. And now the Orc is in fighting shape.
Has an invul on the blade. That's nice. 120 gets the second one most likely.
Here we go. Blade Master in the front line, taking quite a bit of damage. Not getting slept, actually. Where's the sleep gonna land? He's not using it at the moment. The blade dropping real low. Nice stomp, though. Hits so much with only being level 1 stomp, actually. Going for the Berserkers next. The Fiend does get devoured. Normally, he micros against it. The second Fiend gets killed, actually. And the Raiders, they're not dying as fast as their counterparts are, it seems. Lich in the front line taking quite a bit of damage with the Frost Armor. He is tanky. Here comes that Lightning Shield. And he's gonna have another stomp in a moment. Not has the mana at the moment, however. Blade Master still slept up, gonna wake him up pretty quickly, however. He's back in the fight, and now there's no more sleep for him, or is there? I guess 1 or 2 more. Here's another nice coil once again, but now the DK completely out of mana. This will have to be the TP. The Lich, is he gonna get out?
Oh, so close! Dispelled the hacks with the Destroyer, and then was able to run away. Well saved by 120, but in general, forced into the Town Ball. They're very rare. Fly equal in supply, and that bought time for the tower. That usually sets up the expansion afterwards. And again, map control here. Will he get the invul, or is the cooldown still on it? Can't see it here. Wyvern coming for additional damage. For my taste, a little too early.
Didn't get the invul.
Didn't get the invul.
Had to retreat, of course, against the entirety of the undead army coming over.
No Banshee House yet. So no curse.
Did he bring the ghouls to that fight? He only has one ghoul left.
I think to this one, to deny the expansion.
Ah, yeah, he must have brought him here, yeah.
Yeah.
No, skeletons. This is where WFZ in these situations, after the first battle, oftentimes look towards an expansion. So unusual for undeads. 120 is not doing that. He's
more of a map
there.
control guy.
He's gonna get web as well. And perhaps the turtle down there that should be level 2 for the Dreadlord.
It's risky though. If he gets caught there and gets stomped,
yeah.
then he...
It's a pretty weak army. Like, unless he morphs the destroyers, where's his damage really? He has the Lich, of course, but he's not level 3.
Only 2 Fiends. He lost quite a few there with the Devour, of course. Tiny Great Hall for Fly. So, he doesn't have to leave this spot right now. There's not too much to creep on this map. Just the remainder of the marketplace and the 2 turtle spots in the south.
He's gonna move more of the statues. Some of them at least. Here's one.
Yeah, the Shade sees all of this.
Could morph 2
He's
more.
ready.
3 destroyers up in the air. This is a lot of damage. 2 of them with mana.
No invul on the Blade Master. Here we go, attacking the destroyers, being slipped early on. Heal Wave hits the Kodo Beast, so she's still there, but for how much longer? The destroyers are committing hard to it, so the Kodo Aura is gone.
Wyvern wept to the ground as well, is going to get taken out. Fiend remains alive with that coil sleep over and over on the Blade Master, of course. There's going to be one more, I think, to be used from the Dreadlord. Fiends, I think, so far have all been kept alive. One more sleep. That will be the last one for a long time, however. This was the good beginning of the fight for the Undead, the way he needed it to be. But now, the Blade Master's back in business. How much can he do? Double level up for the Undead side. Level 2 for the Lich. Level 3, excuse me, and level 2 for the Dreadlord. He's moving forward. There's not too much healing left on this SH, by the way. One heal wave, perhaps. Coil Nova, this TC is not gonna survive. He falls on level 1. He might be back soon with this. Blade Master gets healed once again, but that was the last heal wave. One more coil coming towards the Dreadlord. Heal potion, thankfully he found that earlier, going for the DK. He wants to get him out of his face, out of this base, force him back home, but he's still in this battle. The Headhunters dropping lower, getting taken out.
No shop for Fly at the Expo. He has to go a little farther up north, but then he exposes his expansion. Looks like a little Hail Mary with his DK focus there. He's not really sure what to focus. There's not too much mana on the DK left. Only one coil. The Dreadlord has one more sleep now. And the Blade Master is getting in without any items, I think. Maybe a potion on him. There must be a potion. Heal wave.
There was a mana potion on the SH as well, so he did have more mana, actually concealed it there for a while. Kodo Beast is back, has to be the target, is gonna not get taken out, but instead it's the Destroyer. He's ensnared next to the tower. This tower is putting out so much damage, and suddenly only 2 Fiends and a statue left. This statue has to do so much healing, but I think Fly might be holding on here. Big Stomp could be coming in.
Oh, here we go. He splits nicely, I think. Coil comes in, but the DK is super exposed. Gets not hexed. There was no mana, also not purged. So he town portals out for the second time. And Fly holds on with the expansion running and stands on 1,200 gold.
And he gets the
invul. That was missing in the last fight. 120 is not expanding like WFZ does. Was it worth it? Abomination is now there, of course, nice with the Vamp Aura that the Dreadlord provides, and the Acolyte is moving south now. Is that too late?
I think so, dude. This is looking amazing for Fly. The massive underdog. This truly is the day of upsets. Of course, we're a long way from home. This is gonna be a best of 5, but this map is looking greatly in favor of the Orc now.
I agree.
You won the last fight. You already have an Expo standing. 95% of the time, this is your game.
There's still a lot of stuff in production. He's even going for upgrades. 120 with a distraction push, wants to get rid of the tower. But there's also a burrow coming here to save the peons. Will he stand strong in this fight? The DK has a mana potion for more coils. Lich a little out of position. Not too much free damage on him though. Fly doesn't want to overexpose himself.
And snares. He has one. Towards the Fiend. Usually you want to go for those statues first. Don't want to allow all of that region. But this is distraction more than everything else. Yeah. The Expo is coming up in the back. Of course, if he just retreats to his side of the mat, Coil Nova, nice execution there on the Raider. If it was a little expensive. 200 mana, but there is regen from the statue. Fly doesn't want to engage this yet. He has the advantage the longer this drags out, but he doesn't know about the Expo yet. Shouldn't he try to pounce on this now? With Ensnares, couple of kills should be easily attainable, but he only has the one Raider then, I guess. I like the 2 bestiaries.
Yeah, exactly. With the additional gold income, he can easily afford that. And so he has like 3 production buildings now with the bestiaries and the barracks. And there's no Banshee transition, so no curse at all. Also no Pit Lord. This is a good damage Orc army.
Kind of surprising that this Blade Master isn't level 4 yet. He was level 3.5 so early. So here he scouts the expansion. He's gonna kill the Acolyte, not in time though, to cancel the Haunted Gold Mine. Crit for 102, did you see that?
Yeah.
Super low.
But now 1-0 knows the Blade Master is quite far away. He has the Invul Potion on the Lich that he got from the shop. So 2-2 in Invul Potions. He uses a Coil Nova on a Headhunter. The Heal Wave is a little too late. Blade Master's back.
A-Bomb in the front line, a great tank as long as it doesn't get devour the Destroyer. And the nice Stomp coming in, gonna get rid of that Destroyer. Way too much piercing damage. The Berserker so much damage on them against the flying units. Sleep was on the SH, so he couldn't heal. Lich in trouble as well. Is he gonna go for the Blade Master? He's trying to, but he has a healing potion. This time, Fly will not lose his first hero.
Exactly. Two Kodo Beasts on the battlefield as well, so not really worth focusing on, except, of course, there's the Abomination in the stomach. No healing at the moment. Focus fire on the Blade Master. No items anymore. Where's the heal wave? There we go. Blade Master saved once again. And Snare on the Dreadlord. Will the hero fall finally? Call long range coil sleep on the Blade Master. Is hero exposed? Now what a counter with that stomp at the Dreadlord. Not falling as 1-0. Transfers the Invul Potion and gets the coil, but now it's Fly on the prowl!
He doesn't have a TP. He can't get out of here. Mana Potion, but that's all that he has. What's he gonna coil? There's so many targets. He's going for the Dreadlord. That one survives for a little bit longer. Raiders and Snare again. Goes for the statue, and I think 1-0 is thankful for this, so he's at least not gonna lose a hero. Only a statue, but such a massive Orc army now. 65 supply against only 53. He does have the Expo. He does have Blight, but no towers there. No reinforced position, really. And these statues are looking mighty juicy, or perhaps even the heroes.
There's no potion on the blade. How much mana is there for the Shadowhunter? There's a little silence, so no healing at the moment. Coil again. The mana potion so worth it for the DK.
Blade Master coming in again. This might be the kill. Death Pact, though. He just got that level up, but the Lich, what about him? He doesn't have mana. There is actually a tiny bit of mana left. That was the last coil. One more Invul is on the second hero for 1-0. He's kiting backwards as best as he can. Scroll of healing.
I think there's healing anymore on the Shadowhunter. No. Another Stomp, but doesn't hit anything.
TC dropping low. Is he gonna die here? There's no mana for nuke, but there's plenty of right clicks. He blocks the way with the Raider, and he has more ensnares to use, but these statues, they're healing so much, and without the blade, this damage is like insignificant. Where is it? You only have piercing. You're going for the DK, but he has Death Pact. That's a bad idea.
Yeah.
But a Hex, maybe it is a good idea. Can he Death Pact right in time? Destroyer dispels it, and he gets the Death Pact off.
Clutch save once again. These guys are giving us all. Fly now retreating. He was pushing across the entire map. 1 Kodo for free. And that is 4 supply gone. Nova invested, but it's time for Fly to heal up. Must be time for Fly to heal up. It's still 64 supply, but the Abomination is back.
Can't believe he held on there. At a point, he only had 2 statues and his heroes. But once the Orc is out of mana, he can't afford to commit. Can't afford to lose the Blade Master. Not again. Like he threw that game away against WFZ on this very map.
Sick Undead versus Orc that we're seeing, man, here. Top-notch level, high-level micro. So many close saves by 1-0. That's one of the reasons he's that strong. Level 2 TC with Aura now.
Would love to creep to level 3. Down in the south, the turtle's still there. That's not quite level 3.
He's forgetting the rally point of the Wyvern. 4 supply missing in the next fight, most likely.
Only piercing damage pretty much in this army. Really good against destroyers. Really not so good against heroes and fiends. The item here is the Talisman of Evasion. I know you like it, Neo. Actually, I don't mind it.
Temple of the Damned, finally. There's no reaction by Fly yet, so there's gonna be cursed very soon. And as you saw, without the Blade Master there, is no damage in the army. Now he adds a lot more Wyvern. Is that the new Orc transition for Banshee, or the better Orc transition than going in the long tech tree for Walkers, as they are sniped that easy?
I would have preferred Walkers, honestly. You have so much piercing damage against destroyers. As long as you have a couple of ensnares, you should be able to snipe them down.
But the Headhunters are always in the back, so are the Banshees. Oh, this could be 7 supply. Can he kill them? There is Burrow, I guess. Sleep again. Oh, he's in a bad position here.
The SH!
Is this the one mistake that cost Fly the game? He's going hard for the Dreadlord.
Such a big orc army though. Oh my god, against A-bombs, this piercing damage is certainly nice. Survives for a little bit longer. Sleep on the Blade Master, going for the Wind Riders first. There's Heat Wave in time to save them for a little bit. Dreadlord in the front line, by the way, already low HP. Keeping this A-bomb alive for a little bit longer. The Dreadlord still in danger. Level 4 for the SH. Better Hex now unlocked. He has a lot of mana to work with as well. Here was a big storm from the TC. Barely the coil arrives in time to save this Dreadlord, but after this may have been his last stand unless the DK gets out of the Hex again for another coil. Gets it at the very last second.
So sick. Now the Banshees are there, so there should be curse on the Blade Master. Not sure. He can't get rid of this abomination. There's always coils. And of course the Vamp Aura is helping, but now it's gone finally. 1-0 down to 50 supply. Fly is actually doing this or what?
But when the Raiders die, he has very little control. He cannot really pin those heroes down anymore. He has 2 Raiders left. Not sure that they both have Ensnares ready. Dreadlord, super low again. Where's the coil? DK out of range. What a mistake!
He wanted to transfer something, but there was the storm. Well done by the TC, and he's going hard for the Lich. Now coil arrives in time. Is there enough damage? Backstab, Hex lasts forever! Invu potions there though, countered focus with a Nova, but the Shadow Hunter is always there to heal. DK is kind of surrounded there, has no TP, only an Invu potion, but if the damage is enough, he can't use it. As he's hexed again, the DK falls, and Fly takes map number 1 in another upset on this very freaky Saturday.
Well played by the Orc. Especially the late game micro there was on point, did not overextend with the Blade Master. Used the Ensnares where he had to. Nice, like, juggling of Hex and Stomp for the disable. Looked a little bit scary there when the counter expo came up for 1-0. But yeah, strong play by Fly.
And dude, I have no idea, but Fly didn't lose his Blade Master this time.
I know.
There were potions and he used them. And there was always healing from the Shadow Hunter and he was there in time. This is how strong Fly can be with a Blade Master on the battlefield. Sick.
Yeah, and the Dreadlord here looked good for a while, but why does he go for that? Like, it's not like he was struggling with his own style in the past. Like, Dark Ranger, Banshee is super solid, is always going to be good, never going to be bad. Whereas Dreadlord, when we saw him, seemed to be either winning the game right away or putting you at a big disadvantage. Here, I think, was kind of in between. He had an okay fight, but he still gave up that position to the Orc. Once the tower stands, as you pointed out, it's really hard to force him away from that spot.
I would love to have a damage graph on that tower.
Oh yeah.
He was in range for such a long time with a destroyer. Really well done. And also, again, as I mentioned before that game, with the sleep, you hear that sound and then it's this heartbeat, and once the heartbeat is gone, you can attack it so it wakes up. Like a split second after this heartbeat goes off, the chakram is flying, boom, Blade Master's back. Not one time he missed that.
Yeah. He's had some practice now against it, against WFZ.
True that.
But already there, he looked pretty good against that strategy. It may not have always been enough for the win, but I guess it was enough in the end. And now taking the lead against the best unit in the world. Didn't think this was exactly going to happen. Is this actually going to be another upset today?
See it here, 16.7k gold, 2.3 advantage for Fly. He always had the better army at the end and a few more killed units. Good levels for both here. It's always the case in this matchup that there's a lot of PvE at the start, but it wasn't like unfair drops or... It was cool for Fly to get both unique spots in the north and in the south. So the lightning shield in that first fight at the shop, man. That was sick as well.
Yep. As is usually the case with the Orcs, getting those 2 camps so easy to creep with Blade Master or Grunts and the faster second hero. Now it's the Undead's map choice. What's he gonna go to next?
Good question. Last Refuge is banned. The answer is Ancient.
Alright. Usually it's one of the 2 that the Undeads tend to go for, or the Orcs decide to veto LR/AI.
Very hard to expand here. That was, of course, not the sole reason. One of the reasons for Fly to win this, apart from his great micro, great decision making as well. Yeah, it's gonna be a little harder, I feel. With a tiny Great Hall, though, possible.
Yeah, but I hope he waits for an advantage. We have seen super greedy Tiny Halls being punished before, when you just hit tier 2, save money, and then you pop it down, and suddenly 55 supply unit arrives, and you're missing 800 gold.
Yes. That's absolutely true. So this is such a big advantage for Fly, I think, because even if he loses this map, he can always dictate and then get the. If he wins his maps, he wins the series now.
Yeah. The most Orc favorite map, TM, is out though. TS used to be always super strong for Orc. Don't know how the new Terran stand is exactly.
I think both can snipe the naturals and therefore get the big item.
Yeah, or go for the claws.
Fly
also
played
possible
actually
for
the
both.
first game on Terran Stand LVE was played by Fly.
Oh yeah, that show match, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was changed since. Could use some more changes perhaps. Might see that later. If we get their 1-0 lead for Fly, quite the surprise already. Now we go on to 1-0's map choice. Ancient Isles, he needs to come back here. He has something to prove as well. 1-0 dropped out of the group stages the last time. Such a disappointment. Has to improve on that. Not just by getting here, but getting into the semis at least.
Indeed. So, first question is, 2 burrow tech or not on this map? Pretty unlikely. It is like you creep a lot on this map, so maybe, but I think you can get a lot of stuff done with 1 grunt only.
He's playing no barracks.
I think it's just a little delayed.
He had a lot of gold.
Big Fly support here in the studio of Neo TV. So, pretty sure DK first opening. No big surprise from 1-0 here.
Yeah. Check out Fly's gold.
True.
Doesn't have a barracks.
It doesn't have a barracks. What
So
the hell?
is he going for a shop or is this just Blade Master pure into tech? Check it out.
What?
Oh, who was this again? Who played this again? It was on the same map here.
Was it Lin?
This super fast tier 2 rush.
Either Lin or Focus. So it was Lin, right?
I don't remember. Too many games over the last
Yeah.
couple of days. So obviously your tech is going to be extremely fast, so your essay is going to come out extremely quickly. Creeping, however, with a Blade Master here, extremely hard to do, considering you don't have a shop yet. In fact, impossible to do at the beginning pretty much. Probably going to go towards the circlet first and try to be annoying. Try to scout for the undead, find him, don't let him creep up, because 1-0 is only going to be using DK plus skeletons.
So it worked pretty well with his Blade Master on Equiles. Maybe that's why he decides to go for that now.
Oh my god, is he really going to go for that camp? He just saw the Blade Master.
Yeah,
What?
yeah, the Acolyte saw the movement.
Oh my god, this is such a risk. Can he get surrounded here?
Ooh, that was close. Could have been the town portal right there. But this creep is interrupted and the DK can't get anything done at the moment.
Interesting how 1-0 decides to go for like a risky, slightly greedy creep camp to begin with here, when this one is a lot more dangerous to take than the one on Echo Isles. Wanted to change the pace of the early game a little bit. And this is really nice for Fly because he can do nothing really with his Blade Master. He can't really creep, so what he has to do is find the DK, keep him from leveling, and that's absolutely what he's achieving in it.
Yeah. Without Unholy Aura, what do you really do in the mid game? And of course, we don't want to start talking about Core Level 2 because that's so far away. And there's nothing he has to be careful about at the moment, right?
Wait a minute, did the DK bite the circlet? That would be a first. I think he did. Like, otherwise the Blade Master must have bought it. Again, Fly getting distracted by skeletons. We saw it against WFZ. Really don't like that he follows them around. It's way more important to keep vision of the DK, because otherwise he's allowed this. And he has a circlet! It's an undead buying a circlet here. You can really tell that he used to be an Orc player.
Indeed. Well, back when he was Terra, he played Orc and then switched to the undead. Grunt is out now to get a little vision. Blade Master now finally with the circlet as well, plus a speed scroll and some healing. Tech should be done by now, right? Or close to be done.
I think so too. So this is always an interesting question, like when the early game is so aggressive and neither is really allowed to creep or level, who does that favor? Of course, the aura is absolutely critical for the undead, but
Yeah.
on level 1, the Blade Master doesn't do too much himself. So I think once Frost Armor is there, the
DK is-
advantage goes to the undead, but only once the Frost Armor with the Lich is
I
there.
don't know. On the other side, you have Hex. There's no Fiend yet, though, so Hex doesn't do too much.
Yeah, but I think Frost Armor is going to be so powerful, especially with the Blade Master having such little damage as it is. Gets the Ogre Warrior here, which is pretty nice. Could have perhaps been scouted for a little bit better from 1-0, but alright. And he finds the ring again.
Of course. He's so unlucky this entire tournament.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like the Warcraft god telling him, okay, you have to protect your Blade Master a little better. Here's a ring to help you out.
Or maybe they're like, you've had your World Championships, buddy. It's time for someone else. 1-0, of course, has 2 of his own. So, tier 2 finished. How greedy, how quick is this under-attack? It was very fast before. Once again, the 6th Acolyte has been saved, so might be an early sacrificial pit once more. Or it could be a nice last hit here.
He's going in. And that is a kill. Yep. Once again, getting close to level 2 without creeping a single spot.
Oh, is he really going to go for the red camp? That would be dangerous. Grunts are in position, but he's going to send them back. Doesn't want to overextend. Both heroes still on level 1 only.
Very annoying for 1-0 to not get this level 2. To not have the additional movement speed.
The SH is out. Towards the south. Is he really going to creep the
Merc
camp?
Yeah.
It's gonna
Stealing
take,
that from 1-0's side.
It's going to take forever, though. Alright. Skeleton Scout, not quite on point. Something that 1-0 is no early headhunters to creep this.
Wow.
Is that worth it?
With that commitment, I think you have to go for both to make it work.
Oh my god, headhunters, like, so bad before tier 3. But alright. And Skeleton saw it, by the way. So he gets the kill with that fairly quickly. Level 2 SH, Lionhorn.
Not the greatest. Lich gets distracted from the Blade Master here, so I wonder if Fly is moving over now, or what his follow-up creep route is. With that big commitment to the Headhunter.
Only one Fiend here. And the scouting continues to be amazing, as always, from 1-0. So many skeletons, by the way. Pretty good normal damage here against the heroes. Nice last hit. That's level 2 finally for this blade. But the SH is not interested in fighting. Once again, Skeleton making sure he knows where he is.
Can he get the last hit? We've seen this plenty of times, but nope. Makes sure Skeleton can't do anything anymore and gets rewarded with Watch Awards. Very nice, especially on this map that is so narrow.
Yeah. And there's kind of 2 entrances and exits to each base, so it could be popped down. 1 each to keep vision. But I guess the Blade Master might be able to do that.
Actually, the Headhunter is not that expensive, so it's pretty cool to use it on this map if you get the second mercenary camp as well. And it's good against skeletons as well. Kind of like it, because you don't do anything with your barracks anyway. And you go for Headhunters later as well.
Yes.
Just has to keep him alive. But
Yeah. For the creeping, it does definitely make sense. But if there should be a fight before Berserker upgrade, they're
but
really
there's
weak.
not. Like, there never is.
Yeah. But what if there is, Neo? There never is until there is. Mana Estonia for the DK, extremely nice. Solo creeping him to get to level 3 should be good enough, or close to good enough. If this match remains very passive, this is going to be really good for Fly. If he gets the 4 camps still left in the top right, he's going to have the massive experience advantage.
There's not too much left for 1-0 there, so 40 supply against 44 at the moment. Item is a health stone, never bad for Fly to have heal items.
Yeah, and his creep route seems to be way superior. Shade sees the orc. Does he feel forced to attack him? We have
Can he do something
the
with this army?
Orb of Corruption. If he goes for a 3rd hero, could certainly be a viable attack incoming here with a Dark Ranger, perhaps.
Not going for it. Rather for the shop.
Yeah, 1-0 has to contest the top right part of the map. He can't give all that up just to get a gold mine creep himself. Ghoul's even coming in. No 3rd hero yet. Long range and snare. This Fiend getting attacked, taking quite a bit of damage. So is the Blade Master, but there's lots of healing for him.
Yeah, and invul as well, so you can go for that. Okay, there is a fight with normal headhunters, but he retreats before. That wasn't really a fight that like any one of the 2 wants to take.
Alright, is it Dreadlord again? No.
No, right?
Has the money for a 3rd hero, but not the supply. Oh wait, I'm looking for on the wrong side.
Oh, Mana Stone is so nice for the DK, by the way. I haven't seen it yet. TC is coming. Orb is coming for the Blade Master. Both are getting ready for the first
third hero
big
Dark
fight.
Ranger. I
Okay.
prefer this much more. Yeah, this is way more reliable. This is way more stable. Don't have to win the fight during the sleep duration.
Pretty cool how 1-0 caught up though. DK is level 3, Lich is level 2, Dark Ranger now to disable the Orc units. Or the Orc heroes rather. But Fly seems to be getting the upper right mercenary camp with big possible items. Should be a fast creep as well, but 1-2-0, oh, is he coming in time?
So he does have
Looks like
Berserkers.
it,
That
yes.
was important to get this upgrade. Sentry Ward, perfect position. Oh, he sees it though, with the Shade. So, in we go. Lich in the front line. Doesn't have an invul, so he might be in danger. DK pucking himself way to the back to be able to use the coil. That's really nice. Coil over the blade!
Oh, ho, ho! 11 HP! Now is the time to start the Lich. Doesn't seem like it. He goes for the stun though. Misses it a bit. The coil arrives. DK, is he forced into a town portal? Doesn't seem like it. A little bit of healing on the Blade Master as well. TC coming in for a big stomp, but the heroes are still there. He consumes the big heal stone, so he's not okay for now.
Why is he focusing him so much? He had a Health Stone, he had all that healing. Now he goes to the back, has to be forced out of the fight in the end, I guess. Mana Stone, I don't know if it has been consumed already. Might be the case. The Kodo Beast, stomach full with the Fiend, not being focused. Blade Master's hiding in the shadows. Is he going to really come out? It's going to be dangerous. Possibly the Lich in trouble as well, but there is the coil. That was one more. We should have one after that one as well. TC moving in for the stomp. They're lined up nicely, but doesn't quite have to seem the mana.
He says silence at the moment. Blade Master not anymore. Retreats into Windwalk. No Raiders anymore. Only a few grunts. A lot of Fiends on 1-0 side. 50 versus 46. Reinforcements are coming. Finally he has a Raider again and more control.
Blade needs to be careful. Doesn't have Invul or Healthstone anymore. There's a little bit of mana for Heal Wave. The Dark Ranger in trouble, but there should be a coil. DK always out of range to get stomped. Really good control there. Blade in trouble. Has a healing potion though. Is gonna pop it. Will that keep him safe? Coil once again towards the Dark Ranger. She's gonna survive. Kodo doesn't get to eat. Blade Master has to run. Kodo does eat in the end. Here's the Healthstone. Oh! The Mana Stone too late. The coil doesn't arrive in time. The Dark Ranger's dead. Level 1 is gonna be back soon, but still gonna take a while.
Only the third hero though. Lich and DK way more powerful. He has a lot of coils to work with now. Fly getting some reinforcement as well, but the DK is diving in deep. Gets the Kodo and gets the Fiend back. Damage aura is gone, but this Fiend could not be saved anymore.
Coil once again, too late. The Blade Master's back with an Invul and a Scroll of Healing. He pops the Invul and he's ravaging through this fight, killing more and more targets. Heal Scroll coming in as well. Lich in trouble once more. Last Coil. I guess there's one more after this, but the Lich still in trouble. TP transfer, and with that he keeps him alive.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Fly again with the superior fight. 47 versus 59. The crowd applauding this fight, applauding this micro. And man.
And he gets the prize of the Merc Camp as well. The dream would be... Oh, he forgot the Banshees.
Oh, no. Imagine this fight with
Didn't
Curse.
rally them.
Imagine this fight with Curse.
Scourge Bone Chimes for him.
Yes, of course. What a reward for this fight that is now. Fly should have the better heroes. Fly has the better army. No expansion yet.
Rune Bracers probably would have been even better there with how much hero focus we've been seeing.
Probably, yes.
Let's see how much damage uptime he's going to have to get that healing. So the item here from the Overseer is the Ring of Protection Regen. Second time. Sold the first one. We'll probably sell this one. Lich is very close to level 3. TC hits level 2 right here.
Endurance Aura, always nice. More movement speed. Able to catch up with the undead army if there's no Nova. Blade Master, will he get another invul? Was most likely out of stock.
Lots of skeletons as well. Dark Ranger now has Dark Arrow.
Not the biggest synergy yet. Lich is not level 4, so no Dark Ritual.
Almost level 4 SH. Normally something we say, not the biggest upgrade, but
Hex duration?
Yeah, that Hex duration can make a difference if you try to go for a hero kill.
Depends on how many destroyers there are and how much dispel there is for you. Ooh, Creepjack. Another ring.
Holding on to his mana. Here's 1-0, not using the Nova yet. He should be level 3 though, pretty sure.
Am I engaging this?
Lots of skeletons, so hard to fight through. Coil Nova onto a Raider, not quite good enough. Heal Wave will save the siege unit.
Okay. Where, like, supply is equal again. Plus the skeletons. I like how he takes them out with the range. Takes some damage, but not too much. Raiders are quite safe. Oh, double end snare. Big stomp as well, but the DK is not affected and can't coil.
Raiders being taken out one after the next. Level 4 for the DK. He now has Death Pact, more skeletons to use as well. Kodo from the main. Finally, he has that damage again. Gets the Devour off also. Curse everywhere. Great damage mitigation here against the Orc army. Purges still hit every now and then. The last Raider will be taken out. No more Ensnare to be worrying about for the next, well, time until the next Raider's out. This means these heroes should be much safer, and Fly in deep, deep trouble now. More of his headhunters are dying. More skeletons are spawning from them. And this is a nice thing about the Dark Ranger. She can really snowball through that backline if the headhunters are exposed. Blade Master is damaged so low now with a curse upon him. Only critting for 97. He has the reveal, so he will kill the Fiend despite it having been burrowed. Even an A-bomb now coming into the battle. Great tank in the front line. Dark Ranger dropping lower and lower, trying to commit for her with a scroll of speed, but there's going to be a coil easily in time to save her. TC in trouble. Is he going to be saved? No! The Nova makes sure that the third hero dies. And now, with that aura missing, with the Stomp missing, can Fly hope to hold on. Mana potion being popped on the DK. More healing will be coming from him. More healing for the Blade Master in the form of a potion, which is going to be forced to pop soon. The I-Bomb in trouble is going to be taken out, but it's taking so long with all these misses, with all this curse. Next coil coming in. Dude, he's dying to this A-Bomb. It's GG. 1-0 equalizes.
Oh man, that was close though. The difference the curse made in this fight. Compare the fight on the right to the fight on the left.
Yeah.
I would love to have a damage meter here to show the significance of curse. Everything had the little spinning, I don't know, skull and bones over their heads. And yeah, that was exactly the damage mitigation that 1-0 needed, and that was exactly what got him map number 2.
And this is always what I ask of the top undeads. Why are you always trying to be flashy? Why are you always going destroyer pushes? Like, they can always be countered. There's nothing to counter Curse Banshee.
Yeah.
There might be walkers, but it's a battle of mana then, I guess. Curse is so ridiculously strong. Go Dark Ranger, he scales well. Silence is always gonna be good. Just don't die. Go silent. Dark Ranger, Banshees. I think that's by far the best.
Yeah, I think Fly was a little surprised by the timing of the Banshees because he had nothing prepared for them. Not a single Wyvern, no Spirit Lodge to go into Walkers or something. There weren't. Was there a Destroyer? I don't think so, right? Because there was no need for it anyway.
I don't know. Did he have a single destroyer in that game?
I didn't see that, I guess.
Maybe in the top right fight, but I'm not even sure. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of destroyers in that matchup anyways, unless there's Spirit Link, of course.
Yeah, 1-0 with a nice comeback there after the first defeat. Of course, he had a lot of Banshees, and then you saw how the entire army with a big mana pool was cursed. Cursed indeed.
That was his map, of course. Kind of had to win that, was supposed to win that. Next map belongs to Fly, at least the choosing of the next map. In the past, that would have been Terranus. Is it going to be Terranus here as well?
Wouldn't surprise me too much. Good orc map by now, lots of consumables, good items in general. So, here we see the summary, Fly with a little more gold, but 1-0 in the end, with a way bigger army with the 60 supply. And yeah, hero levels were good as well, so...
And Blade Master only level 3 that game.
Yeah.
That's the downside of like rushing that tier 2 so hard. You really cannot creep for a very long time. And level 3 Blade Master in the ultra late game doesn't cut it anymore for the damage.
That's true, but you kind of, like, maybe he gave too much experience on the Shadow Hunter because he was level 4 and that was not really necessary. On the other side, in the absence of destroyers, you mentioned it in the fight, Hex duration is nice. I wonder if the Storms are not targeted correctly because there's always the coil. So should you aim for the DK when you can? Because I rarely see that.
But 1-0, we have to give him credit here, is always positioning the DK way in the back, like he likes to do against Night Elf, to ensure that the coils will be able to be used. So it is very hard to disable that DK, unless you want to invest a Hex, which is very expensive and which might be on cooldown. So, what is the map?
Terranus.
Terranus, okay, that is to be expected. You can try to abuse some easy creeps with Grunt plus Blade Master.
Yes.
You can take out the Enforcer at the natural with only those 2 units and get a Book of the Dead, which can sometimes decide games just by itself.
Yeah, on both sides actually.
Yep.
Dive into the undead base, spawn it against the acolytes, boom, kill them, especially in tech, super powerful, or use it against burrows or peons or both. To be honest, I hope we don't see that Would
Yeah.
be quite unfair. Also, Wind of the Wind, like a lot of those items there.
Yeah,
And
one-
I can see both players going for it and try to abuse that spawn.
Yeah, many players have been saying, well, the new Terranos is pretty random. I think that's a very flattering adjective for the new Terranos. But yeah, if it's there and if you can try for the gamble, then you know if it's about that much, you should do it. It might not be very flashy, it might not be very spectacular, but if it's so easily done, why not? Especially for the orc, it should be very easily acquirable. Again with the Blade Master and the Grunt. I don't know if you can creep that with only skeletons and DK. I think you would have to tank the damage with the DK.
I don't really want that against this aggressive
yeah,
fly.
which is a lot of damage.
Yep.
Because there's like the Enforcer plus the two. What's the other one's called? Rogues? Rogues. Alright. Neo.
Remo.
I know you want to say it.
And now, Remo, for the very first time today, we are down to a best of 3 between 120 and Fly. 120 spawning in the bottom right, Fly in the upper left. The Orc had a good start. The Orc had a good first fight on Ancient Isles, but in the end, it was an overwhelming 120 with damage mitigation. Is this again the zero barracks tech that we've seen before? Or will he adapt and go for something else? I think with this creeping potential on this map, you should go for a barracks.
Yeah, would greatly surprise me. Like you can pick up so many claws, you can even go for the level 3 permanent items in the outside gold mines very easily. I really don't like that no barracks tech rush. I've never seen it be too powerful. Especially when your Blade Master gets distracted by skeletons and the DK gets to creep anyways. It is a fast Death Knight once again. I don't think we've seen fast Fiends once this tournament.
True.
Seems to really have fallen completely out of the meta now.
All the rage is fast DK again. So show us the base of Fly. It's normal. It's with a barracks and a shop, so no big surprise here. This time, also no FS, just normal Blade Master.
Question is which items they go for. In the middle, those green camps that were in the old Terranos stand, never touched, have quite a bit of focus on them nowadays, because they can drop those claws of attack. Really cool how he uses the skeleton here to aggro the creeps to already trigger frost armor. It's gonna make this more difficult for Fly to creep, should he decide to creep it.
Yeah,
I like that.
We have 120 with the best Undead versus Orc matchup in the world with a 60% win rate. But of course he is the best Undead in the world. Fly against Undead around 60% together with this matchup versus Night Elf, by far the best.
And he's going for that early shop because he won't have the time to go back to the base, or at least it wouldn't be very efficient after creeping the middle DK. Going for the little wizard.
A little bit of HP, that's fine. So, does Fly know how to creep this? He has to attack something else. Yeah, there we go. So the frost armor spawns on the apprentice wizard, not on the magi. And so he gets this item fairly easy.
Perfect timing.
Well done, and he gets rewarded with a claw.
Could pick up the second one right here. DK already in the middle, but a little too late to contest the first one. Now the second one he might be able to steal with a coil, but it certainly won't be able to get the item. Oh.
Ooh, we have seen this before, I feel.
Yeah. Fly versus Hawk. This blade got out of control very fast.
Plus 18 after, I don't know, 5 minutes. This is super nice to harass now. If he gets boots, 120 has to be so passive.
If he gets boots and can keep the DK from level 2, then he's just not going to be able to do anything. The Death Knight, pretty much. But he's using skeletons here to creep on the other side. That's pretty cool. Gets a little bit more experience from that. And on this level, you cannot hope to keep a 120 on level 1 only.
Exactly. So, it's not... Is it boots time already? Is he going for it? Not yet. He has the gold. Not shopping anything.
I thought he was going to go for the circle there at least. He has quite a bit of gold here. Almost 400. Almost 600 on 120 side. Fast tech. Of course, as is always the case. This is another camp where claws can drop. Though at this point, gloves would be better, I guess.
Circle's also very nice for a little bit of tankiness and more damage.
The crowd is so amazing.
Yeah.
Like it comes as a surprise. Oh, look at this item.
Well, it's nice though.
What was the
Very
Ghoul
nice to
doing there?
have.
Ghoul was scouting, I guess, if the Blade Master may have been creeping his camp there. Wasn't the case, though. Almost level 2 now on the Blade. This is when the damage really starts to ramp up. Tech almost done on this side. Should be a little bit behind on the Undead side. Not by much at all, though.
Still okay, exactly. Basically a head-to-head race for the tier 2 tech. And is it?
Oh, wow. The Ghoul attacked this creep, so it puts Frost Armor on itself, I guess.
Was that like, that is so next level by
That's pretty
120
next level.
that he knows that Fly is going there, and that slows down his creeping by so much. Also, of course, a lot more damage on the Blade Master that way.
Parry up of Vitality, not bad, especially for a Lich. Oh, that's a really good one. Greater Invul. Not only is it, of course, amazing to not get hit or hurt or anything or debuffed, you can also, with heal selves, heal during that time. Really, really strong item for the Blade Master.
So Shadowhunter, of course, the second hero. No experiments there. No TC second. That would be weird. Parry of the Vitality will be sold most likely. Slaughterhouse and Lich. Everything else would be sick in tier 3 by 120 as well. Once again, a normal undead orc with a slow and calm early game, mid game, and then the big explosion at tier 3.
Really good creep route by Fly, though. He's taken a lot of camps away from his opponent's side, or at least parts of it, you know. He got the Greater Invul. Now he's going to be able to get a level 4 permanent item. And if he's lucky, Rune Bracers, perhaps. A lot of good ones to find here with the Quarterfinal as well. But there's a creep jack coming. I hope for him that he has a scroll of speed to get out of here. He doesn't! Oh, baby!
He's kind of... Oh, Vamp Aura! Of course, the crowd knew about this before. This is kind of risky, though. He could lose 2 grunts here. No speed scroll, no TP, of course. 1 grunt dead. The second one gets blocked by the skeletons, but not until the end. And DK survives here.
Could have forced the TP there. He has 2 more wind walks.
Yeah.
Why is he not doing it?
Maybe a little too focused on saving the grunts.
With a Lich Frost Armor coming in, maybe it wouldn't have been good enough, but I still think it would have.
Ooh, big crit. But slow now.
Skeletons up north harassing, and most importantly, giving him the information that the SH will not be attacking. So he
Will
knows
he get a last hit? No.
where he's safe to creep this. Parry up again.
So 120, what do? Will you go for your own natural? He's going for the shop.
Yeah.
Very safe what he's doing. I mean, everything is hurt, so it's okay.
I think it's the right call. He's gonna have a statue soon. With that, he can take a bigger camp. Slow and steady steps towards level 3. He's gonna be there soon. And level 2 Lich. And then he's gonna be in fighting shape along with the Orb and a third hero. What's it gonna be this time? Is he gonna go for the Trident Shoot Dark Ranger once more, or is he gonna try his hand at a Dreadlord once again?
Or is he going for the Pit Lord? Also
Always a possibility, although we see it much less often nowadays.
Lightning Shield, okay. Fly expects him here at the natural. Is he going for the heroes? Or okay, he scouted for the shade there. So he's going for the DK, trying to go for a block. Doesn't work. He has 2 targets though. Critical strike again. Has to force another coil, man. This is risky play by 120 with the 2 hurt heroes, but Frost Armor of course helps a lot. But this is so much time for the Shadowhunter. Must be level 3 by now.
And if he had been more aggressive with the SH, he may have been able to force a TP, steal the camp. But you know, that's always a risk you have to take. Am I actually gonna get something or not? And the orcs nowadays play this more safely. Oh, last hit goes to Fly.
Oh, that was big. Keeps the DK away from level 3. He got the heal wards, okay. That item, nice.
Oh, he's going Dreadlord again. Oh, no.
Halfway there. TC as well. Plus Kodo. Everything like on map 1. Reinforced defenses, also a little late. This Blade Master, of course, a big threat.
Oh, he's gonna
for
get it again.
him.
Nice.
He got it again. If he gets the last one, this is disastrous for 120.
It's dangerous, though. He doesn't know if the Lich has Nova.
Flute is so cool. Fly plays a lot of Headhunters and Wyvern, and therefore the Flute is amazing. Also, if you have an Orb and you attack air units, it also counts as a range, so you get damage boost there as well.
So we played Dreadlord earlier with Destroyers instead of Banshees. And in that case, it's certainly gonna be helpful. Dark Wizard here, under attack. Polymorph! Making this a little more difficult. Oh, level 2 for the Lich. This is a nice find. And it steals the creep with a coil. Very bold play by 120 here, without third hero, without Orb. Still feeling confident in the middle of the map. And getting rewarded, actually, with a consumable unless Fly makes it in time. Destroyer up in the air. He has a detection against the blade. And sleep, of course, to deal with him.
That's no windwalk anymore. Just a little healing. Ooh, Shadowhunter a little far up front, but also the Dreadlord.
DK's out of mana. He's definitely not going to win this fight. Is he going to give up this Dreadlord here? Is he going to try to TP him out, save him that way? There is one more end snare. There should be, I think. Raiders out of range for the time being. Again, sleep on the blade. Going for the grunts next. They die pretty quickly, of course, here in the focus fire. Nice scroll of speed to save that one. Not quite in time. We have a heal ward in the back. Really nice for the heroes, of course. Especially Devour goes off on the Fiend. Not quite quick enough to move that out of the way. TC very far up front. Massive storm from him, but not really much follow-up damage. The ghouls have been taken out, but those were expendable. The TC in trouble. Is there a coil or something to kill him? No. No mana for the undead. There's going to be a Nova again very soon.
Also no mana on the Shadowhunter, if I saw that correctly. Here's the massive damage from the Blade Master towards the Destroyer, but has to use the Windwalk. Still a little bit of detection going on. And that was a pretty good fight for 1-0, I'd say. What was the TC doing there, diving so deep?
Well, he got away though, you know. It was all fine. Throw the Beast, so good. There's not going to be any dispel in this Orc army. Pretty even in terms of supply. Dead even, almost. 47 against 48.
More Raiders in more control. He needs mana, of course, on the Shadowhunter. Without mana, I can't fight. Statues are constantly regenning everything, and the Temple of the Damned that was so important before. Fly needs a solution against this, either Wyvern or Dispel.
I think in that last fight, Fly could have committed deeper, but I guess he was out of healing, right, on the SH?
Second Scroll of the Beast.
Okay. Gonna have it for 2 fights then, or for 1 very long fight.
Yes. Big invul on the TC. Shade scouts everything. Oh, this could be very bad.
Almost 1,000 gold on 1-0 side, and he's looking for the creep jack. He knows about this, of course, thanks to that shade. But good positioning by Fly here, backing up. And nice health stone for him. Very good find. TC's almost level 2. Not that great of a position here for 1-0, it seems. Sleep again, immediately onto the Blade Master. Coil, Nova, onto the Raider. That one gets taken out immediately. 2 Raiders are left.
Gets level 2 there for the Endurance Aura. Can he steal 1 or 2 Fiends, or a statue even? Not too much damage in general. But okay, keeps 1-0 there on the bridge. Of course, you don't want to fight onto the bridge because of all the melee you have. Actually, not too much melee, but...
yeah. The Raiders, they always die so fast.
Yeah. 2 Raiders, 2 melee heroes.
I like the mana potion on the SH. Healing is crucial. Whoever runs out first is going to lose.
No backup Kodo, so that might be a potential target. I like that tower there that he puts up. Shade sees it, of course, so if he can block the bridge, then it should be a lot of time for Fly.
Level 3 Lich here. Big upgrade. Would love to get another invul, I imagine, as well. One is already on the Dreadlord. TC doing solo creeping. Should he be able to find level 3? That would be the dream, but he's still pretty far away.
Fly kind of looking confident.
Tiny great.
Yeah, I was just about to say, Fly looking confident. Creeping so much when he knew that 1-0 was quite close. Gets the shade now thanks to the ward. Tower's almost up. Tiny Great Hall. That is a big commitment. 1-0, 1,000 gold. It's just about the timing now.
If 1-0 had gone into upkeep like already 90 seconds ago, this could be punished really hard. But as it is, he's been banking himself. So if he invests into army now, it's going to take a while until he has all of that with him. This would actually, once again, be a decent time to counter-expand.
Now, Spirit Lodge. Okay, the counter to Banshees is again... well, for the first time in this series, Walkers. It takes a long time, though. And 1-0 broke upkeep. 58 supply for him. Fly. Should he cross the bridges? I mean, there's not too much to do. 1-0 is he counter-expanding? I think there's something blue moving over, but I guess it's just a unit.
Yeah, I think it's just reinforcements. Oh, this blade, though. Whoo, baby!
Yep.
And he's close to level 4 as well. He's looking for reinforcement. I like that move. Destroyers will be easily, or statues easily taken out, as well as Banshees. Solo creeping the Dreadlord. Oh, is this level 3? Not quite. That would have been a big deal. I could have done a better job solo creeping down there, then he would have had level 3.
Big invul on the TC, mana potion on the SH. Nothing else though. No invul potion from the shop so far.
I think he should have counter expanded. He knew about this expo for a long time now. Thanks to that shade.
There's an acolyte now.
Alright, now it's time.
So Fly was just a little too early, or 1-0 a little too late. It's gonna go super late game.
Oh, does he not have the resources? Oh, there we go. 70 supply already for 1-0, wow. So, even if he can't keep up with production now for a while with the Orc, he already has a big-ass army. Funny how, in this matchup, Undead's never, ever, ever expanded, and now in this tournament, the new meta is like Dreadlord into expansion.
Yeah.
Shade into Dreadlord into expansion. Counter expansion, that is.
I wonder how far Fly is with the tech of the walkers. Can't take a fight really without any kind of dispel. Even okay, they are there, but I think there should be adept, right?
Possibly.
Pretty much perfect army composition for 1-0, I think. One abomination, 4 casters.
Yeah, that is absolutely outstanding. Uses. Wait, does he only have 2 banshees? If so, he needs to add a couple more.
He's waiting for the necropolis and then.
Cursed, one of the craziest debuffs in the game. 33% mischance on everything.
Available on initiate.
Exactly. Of course, with Dispel, you'll be able to counter that, but that spell can get spammed. Only 40 mana on the Banshees, especially if they get some training, which, however, oftentimes they will not. And it's only 3. Maybe he needs a couple more Banshees. 70 supply against 76. Fly is taking the supply lead, but these armies are so big, it doesn't really make a massive difference anymore.
Depends on the position now a lot. If Fly is able to cross that bridge and get his melee in range, then he has a good shot. How many walkers? 2?
Yeah.
Not too much to spell.
Alright, it's gonna be a lot to do for these guys to micro in this battle. We go in. Ensnare onto the Destroyer, dies in a matter of seconds. Sleep, of course, on the Blade Master in the front line. We have Swallow the Beast on everything here, but nothing seems to be dying just yet on the Orc side, whereas the Undead is suffering. Nova finally hits the Raiders. First one being taken out. Kiting has to be done by 1-0, but he's taking a lot of losses in the process. Really nice ward there, healing into the back, but the TC can cancel it. Now he's level 3 even. And he's not losing anything. Fly is moving forward. The Horde is on the march, and the Scourge is in trouble. The last Raider is going to be taken out. Once again, a coil too late. The Dreadlord in the front line in a lot of trouble as well. Sleep to keep him alive against the Blade Master, but he's dying against the piercing damage. Almost. The coil comes in just barely in time. The TC is going to have more stomps to use, but now the Lich with that Nova is going to be able to do big damage. One more coil coming in. Stomped again. Beautiful. But that was the last one. Is this where 1-0 can turn it around?
Oh man, DK runs away though, all the 3 heroes kind of low. There is Curse and a lot of misses here. Dreadlord a little far too much up front. Nova kills a lot and slows down a lot. Another Scroll of the Beast being used. Can he somehow dispel it? Does he want to dispel it? Here comes Ensnare going for the hero kill. Dreadlord Invo Potion last second. DK losing more and more HP. Does he have something? Yes, a Townport, but that exposes his expansion.
Dreadlord in trouble as well. He'll survive, but 2 Fiends die on their way out. 16 supply down now is the Undead.
And the
shop in the back.
Love the shop in the back.
Absolutely. It's all about mana.
It's insane how this 10% of the flute made so much of a difference. Before we saw all that piercing damage doing not too much, and now it was quite crazy. But the Kodo is about to fall, and then is it still enough damage? Looks like it. Oh, it's so important for the Shadow Hunter now. TC has a mana potion as well. Here we go again, round 2.
Blade Master slept again. Damage very limited, but he's going to wake him up soon as long as he doesn't miss too much. Still asleep here, however. Big Stomp coming in once again, positioning himself perfectly. TC still waiting, but he's going to have a big one right there. What's
Even
the target
the DK
next?
Was stunned, but here's the coil once again last second. He needs to get one hero, I guess. Another stun doesn't hit the DK this time, so the heroes are kind of exposed, but the damage is spread across all the Fiends. Wow, Burrow and coil at the same time. Dreadlord, though, gets a critical strike, trying to move him away. Backstab, Invo Potion again. Lich next target, seems like it. DK is stunned, and here goes the Lich. GG! Fly taking map number 3 and takes the lead and has match points now. Unbelievable events here in Shanghai. Some thought he will not get a single map today, and that was me. And now he's here with match points.
He's playing really well. 1-0 is certainly microing his little heart out. But why Dreadlord, man? Dark Ranger, I don't know, maybe I'm missing something, maybe I'm being too one-dimensional here. Maybe he thought this blade is too strong, I have to control him somehow, I have to sleep him, so I'm gonna go Dreadlord into Curse. But I don't know, I think the Silence just has offers way more in the big fights. Keep that Silence on the TC or keep it on the SH, and then she's gonna get level 2, she's maybe gonna get level 3, Skeletons are gonna come in. If Little Lich gets high enough, you can even eat them, but even without that, you're gonna have blocking in the front line.
I think he misses a lot of damage from the Skeletons against the Headhunters. There were so many of them and not really a solution to them. I think, of course, the Lich is doing his best with right clicks and Nova and the Fiends and the Focus and the Volleys. That all helps and that is all doing good. But the Shadow Hunter was doing a great job. Like, this shop was a game-winning building for Fly there, I guess. If he has no shop, he can't get his mana back up. He has to retreat all the way. So that way, he could force the second attack. 1-0 had used both of the Scroll of the Beast in the first round of the fight. So in the end, there was damage lacking. And this time in the fight, he got the DK twice with the Storm. And it was so big.
And also, it took a very long time until 1-0 finally got some return kills. He lost like a Statue, 2 Fiends, 2 Banshees, before he seemed to be able to kill the first Raider. I don't know if it was because he held on to the Nova for so long, or if it was because of Spirit Link. Because Spirit Link is a really good spell if it doesn't get the spell. There was one Destroyer in that fight, got ensnared, died in 2 volleys, thanks to all of that piercing damage, plus the aura. And I think you don't want to take it that long against Orc. I think you want to fight around 60 supply. Get your Fiends, get your Statues, get your 3-4 Banshees, plus triple hero. I think that's where you're strongest.
We've seen it go both ways. Like, if you have a few Destroyers in the air and then you kill the Walkers immediately, then what? Like, Spirit Link gets...
Yeah, of course. But so when there's 2 Kodos and like 7 Headhunters on the ground, you can't kill them. You can't commit for the kill. You have to kite as undead.
So 1-0, what do you take? Amazonia, that would mean Turtle Rock is last.
Alright.
If we go full distance.
If we go full distance, which of course we hope we do. I'd like to see 1-0 just play it passive. Go your Dark Ranger. Go your Banshees. Don't even necessarily go Destroyers. What do they really do for you? Just make sure you don't get Hex stomped too easily. That Dreadlord, he can look so good, but I don't know. He seems so unreliable.
Do you need this Dreadlord to expand? I mean, we have seen the Dark Ranger so many times in the past month. Now with the Dreadlord, everybody is expanding. You could add 1-1 together and say Dreadlord equals expansion, Dark Ranger equals non-expansion push.
I haven't seen the Dreadlord make a difference about the expansion game. In theory, he could sleep a harassing Blade Master, but that hasn't really become the case.
Yeah.
I think he could just play Dark Ranger, Banshees, and then depending on how the game goes, if he feels strong enough to contest the Orc Forest expansion, he just plays aggressively, and he feels he's not strong enough for that, especially when there's tower set up, he can just counter expand. And you can do that with the Dark Ranger as well. I feel like 1-0 is playing this well. Mechanically, he's always been amazing. But his strategies, I'm not sure he's choosing the right ones.
Okay. 2-0 for Fly. 2 match points in a row for the absolute underdog. What did the poll say before going into this match? The straw poll from Reddit and Warcraft3.info put 1-0 in favor, 86% to 40. Readmore.de 62 to 38. So a lot of communities here, both communities were anonymous. 1-0 is gonna win this. But Fly thinks differently and threatens 1-0. Would he be eliminated for the second time?
To these games today, like there's only surprises. It's unbelievable. If Fly makes it through now. This already is a surprise, the 2-1 lead for the Orc, the inactive Orc actually.
Yes. Would kind of be something like a Criolofo story on a lower level if he makes it all the way. I mean, pretty much retired, playing 2 and 2 for fun, casting a lot, playing ladder, yeah. So that's the difference, I guess, to Creo, completely retired back then. But man, big surprise.
Yeah, I think he's playing really well. I think this is not the 1-0 quite of the past yet. This is not the 1-0 who won 2 championships. If he should move on here in this game, I would dare to say that if he wants to have a chance at the title, he needs to bump it up a notch.
Yeah, we gotta admit that 1-0 is not at high school anymore, so he has a job and has to work now. So maybe less hours to put into Warcraft, but yeah, you're right. It's not the perfect, the flawless 1-0 from 2017.
So, Blade Master starting off standard, going for the claws if possible. This is the good thing for Undead on this map. Blade Master, for him to have a good time stacking up is very hard to do. You need to become very lucky if you want to have a pimp Blade Master.
True, but it's possible, starting off well with the circlet, which is always nice. Then you have, of course, the chance for a Boots of Quel'Thalas in the upper left and the bottom right, same for the Vamp Aura. But that's kind of about it. Of course, you can get Slippers of Agility there as well, where the DK just found the Mantle, which is quite nice for half a coil. Fly already taking a lot of time to completely clear this camp, which is not the norm anymore, as you leave the little ones usually for the Shadow Hunter.
And I don't like that so much. He's giving a lot of map presence, especially to the DK, and with that, allowing him to creep this with only skeletons.
Signature 1-2-0 move.
And this is not supposed to be allowed. The Blade Master is not supposed to allow this. This is just way too easily punishable. The item, though, will not quite be what he was hoping for. The Lion Horn, once again.
Only a Lion Horn for him. Will be sold. Nice, but the Blade starting off nicely. +5.
Oh, yeah. Lucky enough to find the Slippers here. There's 2 more Slippers camps. And of course, the Boots of Quel'Thalas, we still have 1 left. And maybe Claws +12. That's
oh yeah, I forgot about that with the red spot, indeed.
Very low chance though, and also fairly low chance for that being crept up for a long time.
Yes, Amazonia, one of the smallest maps, with you can see the Blade Master already trying to find 1-2-0 once again, and that will happen quite a bit of, quite more often here. So doing the red spot is really risky.
Ooh, he almost came in time to get that last hit, and 1-2-0 was greedy, not going for the coil to secure the last hit. The Ghoul is gonna die.
And another one, maybe he should have a coil there for sure.
Commits the scroll of speed for this and
gets
walks
the
him
kill.
Back.
Okay, he's going for the DK as well. This could be over soon. There's no healing, but he retreats as Windwalk. Yeah, scroll is over. Not too much Windwalk anymore.
I guess he was paying only attention to his DK, losing that second Ghoul very unnecessarily.
Man, what an opening for Fly. What an early for him. Stealing experience on the side of his opponent.
Gets the cloak here, but already close to level 3.
Yeah,
that's the upside
man.
of creeping so much on his side of the map.
You can get this one as well. Against the coil, it's hard. More damage.
Secures it.
But so much damage on the DK.
Yeah.
This is all the freedom in the world for Fly with his second hero soon. Yeah, tier 2 finished.
And that's 240 gold that the Undead had to spend on ghouls again. That's more than a fiend, basically. You may be forced into a healing potion as well. That's more money out of his economy.
You really want to rush tier 3, but you also really need the Lich. You really need the statues, so this 150 gold can't really afford it. But a little bit of time on Blight with the aura helped him here. So get off with this with a black eye, but still far away from level 3.
Can he creep this with only 1 fiend?
With the coils, yes. I don't know how much mana he has at the moment.
Good skeleton scouting again, as always. But here's level 3 for the Blade. Finds the sentry wards as well. It's gonna be so easy to know at all times where the Undead is with this.
He's planting one. You see how the minimap got a little brighter there, where he has vision.
Sentry wards for the Undead as well. Fly using the cover of that first sentry to perhaps go for the Renegade. Decides against it. Wants to send the Grunts north instead to creep for his SH, as his Blade is already level 3. And that's the 2 sentry position. At each exit of the base, you plant 1, and you're always gonna know where your opponent is.
I don't want to jinx this, but did Fly lose 1 Blade Master this game? Maybe at the end of the fight on map 2? But I'm not sure, actually.
Not really. Not when it mattered.
Not unnecessarily, put it this way. Always nice saves. Fly is on point today. Good coil though.
But it's so expensive. He invested so much mana for creeping. Oh, it's gonna force the healing potion here, maybe. Not quite. But he needs to buy a healing potion if he wants to move out onto the map.
Yeah. There's not too much close to his main anymore. Of course, it's natural. That's about it. Fly gets the lower right. Basically, every single item is good here except maybe Belt and Devotion.
And I like how he gives solo experience to the SH here.
Yeah.
The third one!
Again, it's the Vamp Aura. Pretty sick items for Fly throughout the series, but he worked for it. With the damage on the DK, he made sure that 1-0 is not moving out. And so he had the space to do it, of course, with the aura there as well. Oh, crits!
Late
2 in
reaction.
a row! 1-0, man. He's walking a little slowly, but the blade is slowed from the Frost Armor. Man, he has to be so careful. He was greedy and... Oh, he has the potion. Okay, so he got that. Is he going for it again? Like,
He wants to get the invul.
yeah. Didn't
Gets
get
the
it
dust
now.
instead.
We are so close to the biggest surprise of the day. But 1-0 can always turn this around with micro. His control, probably the best that we've seen in the past 2 years.
They're just gonna be level 2 here. That's the prerequisite for being able to fight later on. So he's 3-2. Hero levels are okay, but yeah, this early game certainly went in favor of the Orc. Not massively, not commandingly, but it did go in his favor.
It's level 3 for the Shadowhunter now. 3-3 heroes to 3-2, I think. Sasquatch there as well. Should be tier 3 anytime. Kodo is there now. This looks all very, very good for Fly. Another set of Watch Awards. Holy moly, is that a lot of vision and information.
Illusions scouting out when he doesn't have the skeletons. He'll do it with illusions, and with that prompts the retreat. Too dangerous. Orb purchased, given over, and I think this is the Dreadlord again.
I think so too. Or it's moving towards the tavern. Yeah, but should be the case. Like, otherwise he would have moved there earlier. Wasong Battle Drums upgrade again, prioritized over the reinforced defenses.
Fly should really take a fight now. Now is not the time to creep. He has 3-3 heroes, he has the orb, he has the upgrades. He knows he had the better early game. Dark Ranger, alright. Good.
Okay, going back to the hero of map 2, where he was successful with, where he won the map with. Fly knows this now. There's just a little remainders here. Gets the Tome of Agility on the Shadowhunter. Man, not too bad, not too good. No level 2 for the TC, no Stomp.
SH, far out of position, but is gonna get back to save the ghouls coming from the main as well. Gonna get taken out pretty quickly. Even a Frost Armor invested, going for the Blade Master right away. Will be forced to pop the invul early into this fight. Needs to be careful now with his positioning. DK far in the front line, finally level 2 for the TC. That is, of course, a Stomp now available. DK has to be careful, still has a healing potion. That's the next one. May have to pop it here. Heal potion into the Stomp. If there's a Hex, he's maybe very well dying, but he is gonna get out. The silence on the SH, so he couldn't use the Hex, and with that kill, he's gonna say goodbye with a TP and keep the rest of his army alive.
Well done. Slowing Fly down a little bit. Has to wait for the TC, and he got level 2, so that will take some time. Fighting without the Destroyer upgrade there, man. Not what the Undeads want, but he saw that opening and he capitalized. No Stomp really hurt him there. He was still walking into that Stomp position, interestingly, but of course couldn't really use it because he went Aura first.
Oh, wow. Playing this really aggressively, moving across the map. May want to go for the gold mine creep before the TC's back. Don't know if the time's...
Or he just want to occupy
good
the
enough.
tavern to make sure he can't go for that. Invo potion on the Blade Master, really nice. Should be the time to go into Banshees again, right?
Yeah, but he lost 2 ghouls, so he may not have the lumber for it. He brought those to the fight. Nice ensnare here coming from the creeps, not the raiders actually. Blade Master on the front taking quite a bit of damage.
Dangerous. This
But
is
so is the DK.
dangerous. There is no TP, only an invul and a heal scroll. This could end the tournament life of 1-0, but he's still waiting for the TC. Losing more with the Nova, but that's how it was all the time. Nukes on the Raiders, less control.
TC's gonna be back very soon. Lich, super low mana.
Ooh, Dark Rainer took some hits there from the Golem. And TC is back, he's coming now.
Yeah. 1-0 committing into a bad position back here against the creeps without a TP in his inventory, by the way. Dangerous choice for him.
Dark Ranger.
Against the creeps, is she really gonna die?
No.
There should be another coil for her, but now horrible position for all these Fiends. Blade Master dropping low and has to be micro to the back. Fiend will survive. Dark Ranger in the back, still in danger. Frost Armor being used, slowing down this Blade Master. There will be one more invul. There's one heal wave. That's the last heal wave though. Which heroes are gonna die first? Heal potion transferred to this Blade Master. There's no more stomp. There's one more coil. Dark Ranger in trouble. She's getting focused. She may very well be dying here with the critical strike that's gonna seal her fate. So is the Lich. She's in trouble. Is this the end? The Dark Ranger is dead.
Oh,
the
Mighty
Lich.
X. Oh my god, the Mighty
And
X
the
was not
DK.
live. The DK
He's
died.
dead.
That must be it here. The upset is real. Fly 3, 1-2-0-1. He's typing a lot and he's typing 2 letters. It's GG. And the day of upsets is fulfilled. 4 quarterfinals, 4 surprises. Fly 100%, not losing a single Blade Master. Almost unheard in the history of Warcraft 3. And again, experience over talent. Preparation maybe. Fly playing so good today. Deserved in the semi-final, man. We said goodbye today to Foggy, the vice champion of the world. To Lin, who crushed the entire tournament scene the entire year. To Moon, who won the last tournament before GCS. And to 1-2-0, who was the clear favorite against Fly. Absolutely unbelievable. The last Undead is out.
Incredible, dude. What are these results today? Our group stage was pretty much predictable.
Yeah.
Law Light perhaps being the surprise. Here he is.
Fists in the air, and of course there's gonna be a handshake. You will see it in the bottom left there. A little hidden by the booth, I think. And Fly 100%. Of course they know each other, they hang around each other a lot. I can't believe it, man.
Watching a replay here, perhaps. Trying to figure out what was wrong. Doesn't need to do that, just has to ask me. I'm gonna tell you. Banshees! Go Banshees early, fuck the Dreadlord, and that's it.
The Dreadlord was looked better on WFZ, honestly.
Yeah.
For maybe, I don't know, maybe he just saw it and think, okay, let's go for it. I can totally see him not practicing with that. It's, oh, it looked pretty good 2 days ago what you did there, so...
Yeah.
No, but he played it before, so of course he knew how to play it. But yeah, the recap on stream here, Fly killing almost twice as many units. He killed, like, the first fight without the Storm. I thought, oh, this could swing back. Of course, great items for Flight throughout the series. Vamp Aura is not something that's easily counterable as an Undead, so 1-2-0 had a hard fight, had a tough fight.
Yeah, the last Undead here, out 1-0, still disappointing. This certainly is not the 1-0 of past GCSs. This is not the same performance. I thought, you know, after the last GCS, everybody's gonna have a bad tournament. Not every time you can make it to the final. Maybe it's gonna bounce back from this, but no, this was not the same. This is not the shape that you have to be in the final.
Yeah, we saw before that he's not as focused anymore with playing only 2 out of the 4 qualifier races, then playing Orc a lot, and I don't know. But yeah, of course, he was working, apparently. Fly against Law Lion tomorrow.
Nobody would have thought.
It's so sick! Fly versus Law Lion is our semi-final. Infi versus TH, I can't understand that. On good days, they are just so incredibly great, and their timings today were unbelievable. And they are the 2 strongest players of this tournament, I feel, so far.
With today, yeah.
With today. But Law Light or Fly, one of them will be in the grand final. Tell that to me on Monday before the tournament starts. I will put you, I don't know, into a, what's it called? The jacket?
Yes.
Straight jacket?
And I wouldn't blame you. Today was absolutely exactly the opposite of what we expected it to be. We had pretty strong notions of who had the upper hand, and we were dead wrong about all of them.
That's the beauty of Warcraft 3, man. Everything can happen at any given time. If there's a good position for one player, if there's a few item drops here. That is the results of today. Foggy, unfortunately, out. The European hopes are gone. Infi defeated him 3-0. Same for Lin. TH defeated him 3-0, and then we went almost full distance in the second part of the grid. Lawlight defeating Moon, who went for a Naga engine of, like, Naga rush on last refuge that cost him the series, maybe. Big blunder there. And Fly defeating 1-2-0. Unbelievable. We start tomorrow at 11 a.m. CEST with Infi versus TH, the duel of the brothers, a human mirror, and then Lawlight versus Fly in the Night Elf versus Orc. Then the game for third and the grand final. We will crown a new world champion here in Shanghai tomorrow.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
See you tomorrow.
If you like this, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We have some nice little Insta stories for you, what's happening here, filming all the crowd and like the players and stuff. So give that a follow. Walker3.info is here as well. They're putting out amazing content of every day here of the GCS. So that's an amazing website. Ugrilainen, the reporter here at site. If you really liked it, you can subscribe at this channel somewhere. Here is a button. You get the replay packs of GCS right after the tournament is over. If you missed some games, we're up at YouTube. We have a Discord channel as well. Plus, you can throw us a donation or buy our merchandise, whatever. This was GCS Saturday, playoffs day 1. Tomorrow is the coronation. See you then.